Heyo everybody, Haku here with my first ever read through for Omniscient Reader, where I've heard a bunch of people say Omniscient Reader's viewpoint. What is the difference? I don't understand. Hopefully, one of you explain to me, is it cool just being Omniscient Reader? Hopefully Omniscient Reader's viewpoint isn't like the first part, and then I'm missing the first part and jumping straight into the second part. That would be a fear of mine. But I didn't even look at the description for what this is about. I wanted to go in as absolutely blind as possible. For this video and for every video, I'm going to aim to read for like 30 minutes to an hour. Every week here on Mondays, you'll see me read for 30 minutes to an hour, unless I start doing these as streams, then I might change that up. But at least for now, that's what you have to expect. So however many chapters I can do in like 30 minutes to an hour is however many you'll see every week. But yeah, I'm just gonna chill, take it easy, talk about it as we're going through it. Because, I mean, why sprint to catch up immediately and then be like, well, what now? Nothing more to read, now we're stuck once we're caught up. So yeah, I'm going to take my time with it week to week here on Mondays. I did put it up on a poll with Kubera, and I think Kubera ended up winning, but they both did so well that I'm like, I'm doing both. I'll do Kubera on Sundays, Omniscient Reader Mondays. So yeah, that's where we are right now. If my schedule changes, or like if I get into this and I'm like, wow, that wasn't a good idea for my schedule, like outside of YouTube and stuff, I might change and put it on a different day, but I'm still going to be doing it weekly. So yeah, strap in, hope you enjoy. Talking about, like I did for my intro with Kubera, talking about what I know going into this, absolutely nothing. I didn't look at the description for what this is about. The only time I think I've heard people, I mean, people have like recommended it a bunch, but the only time I think I've ever heard of people talking about what it's about was when I was in Dr. Bonehead's 24-hour stream, and even then they were being like super spoiler free and vague. So the only things and that was like a month or two ago by now, so like 2 months by now. So the only thing I really remember, probably even longer than that actually, yeah, I don't remember a lot of what the only thing I really remember is it's like it has something to do with like god/historical figures, and the vibe I kind of got from that is maybe like a Fate series type of thing. I feel like this is going to be more action-ish. So yeah, that's the thing. I really don't know anything going into this. I saw when I clicked onto it here on Webtoons, I was like, this is what the art looks like? Because I hadn't even really seen the art. I'm like, this looks nice. And to, like, again, like I said in the Kubera intro, to tell you how little I know, I've been reading, especially for new viewers here to the channel, just tuning in for this series. I have read Tower of God since like 2011, maybe earlier, over 10 years. I tried to read Noblesse, got through a few chapters, was like, not for me. Tried to do the same with Girls of the Wild, same outcome there. So reading Kubera and these are like my second and third webtoons ever. So you're seeing somebody who isn't just new to Omniscient Reader, but my sort of earliest reactions to webtoon stuff other than Tower of God in general. Like I'm big into like manga and stuff, so it's like I do have a like wealth of knowledge coming from there, but when it comes to webtoon stuff, no clue. You're seeing me go in completely blind here. So yeah, for here we're going to be reading the prologue and then however many chapters I feel like we can get through, and I will have the chapter up in the corner as I'm reading it for you to follow along, but it'll be like 85% opacity. Just again, to be fair, you can go read it for free on Webtoons and support the creator, but this is just to help you follow along. let me just pull it up now. I think I already have it. Yeah, here we go. Also, I think I fixed my chroma key. My chroma key that I used to make Tower of God like 85% opacity usually cuts out anything green just because of my settings. I think I changed that so it's not gonna get rid of any color, because that was kind of a problem during the Kubera video where I was like, oh boy. But it was a much easier fix than I thought it would be. So Hopefully everything's fine, but again, this is just to help you follow along as I'm reading. Okay, I'm excited. Let's just get into chapter 0, because again, I have no idea what I'm about to read. I don't know what the premise of this is whatsoever. So we have 1, Views 1. It was a serialized web novel that no one seemed to read. 3 Ways to Survive the Apocalypse. Comments 1, Views 1. And whoa, these episode numbers. Why doesn't anyone read this? He's the one person reading, and he hasn't even gone back to reread. He's just read it once, comments on every chapter. For years, or something, apparently. Why doesn't anyone read this? It's a masterpiece. I need to use this as a reaction image. Total number of episodes, 3,149. Average view count, 1.9. Average comment count, 1.08. Then again, who would read a web novel that has over 3,000 episodes? I would. I like long series. I really do. I'm the only reader, and it even took me 10 years to get to the last episode. Alright? Unread episode. Alright. What is this? Back then I had no idea. Oh? We have this huge crash. Again, this art looks incredible. It looks so good. The skull-faced dude, some sort of bear, some sort of serpent or dragon. And there's a person in there. Oh, they don't have heads. Okay. What on earth? I do not understand. It looks so good, though. Look at this art. I love this style. On the day I finished the web novel. Alright, and we have the screeching. These horns. No way. I know. I know how this story goes. And everyone's looking up at whatever it is. The story I alone had been reading for the past 10 years turned into reality. And we see, this art, it's so good looking. And I love the setting. If we're setting it in this city, like a crowded city. I love how this looks. Everyone's outfits and stuff. What on earth? I'm so lost. I have no idea what's going on. I guess I shouldn't because it's the prologue, but it's so cool looking. You. Who the hell are you? Oh? And they look kind of the same? Similar-ish, at least? Interesting. God, it's so good looking. And I can't believe it's the final episode. I'm too nervous to even open it. The ending. And he taps onto it. Became the only person who... What? And okay. And I became the only person who knew how the world was going to end. Omniscient Reader. Jeez. I'm so excited for this. Just the art alone has me excited. This looks gorgeous. Alright. Let's see what the actual chapter 1 is about then. Alright. Waiting for Webtoons to hurry up and load. 3 ways to survive the apocalypse. There are 3 ways to survive the apocalypse. Everything is fading and becoming unclear now. But one thing is certain. If you're reading this, you will survive. So is this like an apocalyptic series? If so, that's not what I imagine this to be at all. The end. 3 Ways to Survive the Apocalypse, final episode. TLS 123. Huh? Notice this is the last episode. He's swiping. Really? Is that it? And then the train's rattling. He looks surprised. Omniscient Reader, Episode 1 Prologue, 3 Ways to Survive the Apocalypse. Alright. I'm so interested. I'm Dokja. Dokja can mean only child, reader, or individualist in Korean. Again, tell me if I pronounce anything wrong, and I will correct it in the next episode. Sorry about that. For now, I'm just going to say Dokja. But again, if that's wrong, just let me know, and I'll change my pronunciation. This is how I introduce myself to others, and 9 times out of 10, people misunderstand me. Oh, so you're an only child? Well, yes, but that's not what I meant. Oh, then what did you mean? It's my name, Dokja Kim. Employee, Dokja Kim. My father gave me that name because he wanted me to grow up to be a strong and independent person. But perhaps my name is a curse, because I've been lonely and single my entire life. Oh, I see. This is who I am in a nutshell. Dokja Kim, 28, graduated from a third-rate college and currently employed as a contractor at a subsidiary of a large corporation. My hobby's reading serialized web novels on the subway, on my way home from work. But today's subway ride was unlike any other. Oh my, at this rate you might get sucked into your phone. Oh? And this person steps up. And she's gorgeous! Sangha Yu from HR. Hello. Are you heading home? Yes, you too? Yes, I got lucky. My team manager is away on a business trip. Also, I have to say, the fonts they're using here, or maybe like the typesetting, looks a lot like, I don't want to sit here and be like, Tower of God should take notes, but I like their typesetting or whatever. Like, I don't know, it looks like so much more easy to read, and it looks really nice and clean compared to the way Tower of God's dialogue is blocked out sometimes, you know? And then, I can't believe I ran into Sangha, the most popular girl at work. Her shampoo smells really nice. Do you usually take the subway home? From the HR assistant manager to the finance team manager, I'll bet there's a line of men waiting to drive her home. Actually, someone stole my bicycle. You commute to work on a bike? Yes, I've been working a lot of overtime lately, so I thought I could use the exercise. And I have some personal reasons, too. Seeing her up close, I get why all the guys are head over heels for her. Well, none of that concerns me. She and I live completely different lives. And just so you know, Sangha wasn't the reason why today's subway ride was different. Puede prestarme dinero? Pardon? It's Spanish. It means, please lend me some money. Studying on the subway, she's a different breed altogether. Where would she even use that phrase? You're studying hard. What about you, Dokja? What are you reading? And then he's pulling his phone away. Oh, I'm... Chapter 1, The World After the Apocalypse. Is it a novel? Chapter 1, the sky became hidden in the dark by the shadows of gigantic towers. Demolished buildings scattered the earth, and sounds of screaming and moaning could be heard, and there was silence. Yeah, I guess you could say that I'm studying Korean. Wow, I love novels. My favorite authors are Murakami Haruki, Raymond Carver, and, of course, who's your favorite author, Dokja? You probably wouldn't know, even if I told you. I can never tell her what I'm really reading. That's right, my hobby's reading serialized web novels on the subway on my way home from work. Although I'm not proud of my hobby, the reason today's unlike any other is The World After the Apocalypse, author Singshong, 169 episodes. Oh, and 3 Ways to Survive the Apocalypse, TLS 123. Oh, this is interesting. So, I'm assuming that what he's reading is going to correlate to what happens in the real world. But when they said that the series had something to do with like gods or historical figures, are the authors the gods or the historical figures that are like writing the apocalypse, maybe? And if so, it's like the author names are like a hint to who they are. Interesting, okay. Because the only thing is, if it's a lot of like Eastern mythology and stuff, outside of Japanese stuff, I'm not super fluent in it. So I probably won't even know a lot of the historical or mythological figures that they're referencing to be able to guess them, you know? Because 3 Ways to Survive the Apocalypse, or TWSA for short, which I've been reading for the past 10 years, is ending today. People might wonder why I'm making such a fuss over the ending of a web novel, but this story in particular is very special to me. Because he's the only reader. I've been reading this series since I was in 8th grade. I read it when I was bullied at school, when I failed my entrance exams and ended up at a third-rate college, when bad luck got me stationed on the front line during my military service. And of course, military service is compulsory for all men who are citizens of South Korea. And even now, as an unstable contract worker getting transferred from company to company. Damn it, what's the point? Anyway, I don't have a single happy memory. It's bittersweet that this fictitious world I've been following for so many years was now coming to an end. Today's the day the epilogue of TWSA will be uploaded. A grand serial consisting of 3,149 episodes, a 10-year-long epic journey that began in my late teens and ended in my adulthood. I can't believe the series went on for so long with just an average view count of 1. The first chapter had around 1,200 views, but by chapter 10 there were only 20 views. Then the view count dropped to 12 by chapter 50. And now I'm the only one reading. It was a story written for me and only me. I wanted to support the author with a donation. Sir, thank you for everything. I'll be looking forward to the epilogue. But it was hard enough for me to even make ends meet, so I just thanked the author by writing a comment. I tried recommending the series to others, but they just criticized me. People would either claim I was the author or call me an attention seeker. It's a great series if you can bear through it. People can be so cruel. Dokja? Oh, come to think of it, it's already been a year since we started working at the company. We started around this time last year. Time sure flies by, doesn't it? I forgot she was here. I should change the topic. Yeah, we had no idea what we were getting into back then. Yeah, it seemed like it was only yesterday. I can't believe our contracts are ending soon. Oh? I forgot. Sangha was promoted to full-time employee last month due to her diligence. Oh, that's right. Sorry for the late congratulations. I guess I should have learned a foreign language too. No, it's fine, Dokja. I haven't completed my performance assessment yet, and I don't want to admit it, but Sangha's so cool. If we were characters in a novel, she would definitely be the heroine. It was obvious. I didn't try, but Sangha gave it her all. I read web novels while Sangha studied. So, it was obvious that Sangha would become a full-time employee and I wouldn't. Dokja? Yes? If you want, I could tell you the name of the app I use. If I were in a different genre. If the genre of my life wasn't nonfiction. Oh, and we see this kid was in the prologue too, I think, and he has this thing of bugs. But fantasy. Could I have been the protagonist? And the train rattles. Dokja? It's okay, Sangha. Huh? I don't know. If one thing was certain, it wouldn't matter if you told me the name of the app or not. It's that the genre of my life is non-fiction. And in this genre, I'm no protagonist. I'm merely a reader. I have to live my own life. Your own life? You're so inspiring, Dokja. Sorry? I should also live my own life. Huh? Like you, I'll strive to live my life to the fullest. Let's do this. Well, at least that got her to stop talking. And then his phone vibrates. A message? Back then, I had no idea. Thank you. I am just... Oh man, I'm getting chills already. I am so, zoned in, drawn in. I'm sorry if I'm, making no comments or discussion, but I mean, we're so early on that I don't really have any to make. But I am just, enveloped in this right now. I had to, break myself away just so I could say something, make some comment, you know what I mean? Wow, I am so drawn in. TLS 123? Huh, is this the author of TWSA? What would happen to me next? Are you the author of TWSA? Thanks to you, I was able to finish my story. I also won a prize in a contest. What? TWSA was in a contest? It really is him. Congratulations, but what kind of contest? It's not a big contest, so you wouldn't have heard of it. Oh, and the series will become paid content soon. Starting with the epilogue today, TSA will become paid content. As a token of my gratitude, I would like to send you a special present. Could you tell me your email address? And then we see the horns and hair from before. What was about to happen to this world? A present? After all, I was able to publish my story thanks to you. Wow. Is TLS that Lord Satan? Is it the devil? Is that what it is? Wow. TWSA won a contest. An unknown contest. I guess he doesn't want to tell me because he's embarrassed. A present? Is it a gift card? It'd be great if it's a $50 gift card. So his sights are set so low. You have one new message. It came, the present. Mr. Dr. Kim, starting at 7 p.m. today, TWSA will become paid content. This will help you. I wish you all the best. Starting at 7 p.m., it's 6:55 right now, so that means I have 5 minutes left? I'll go into my favorites, and... Huh? No results were found. That's weird. Do they remove serials without prior notice when they become paid content? And now, all the lights go out on the train. What? And we have this crashing noise. What's happening? Is it a terrorist attack? And they all react in shock. And we see the mouth of whatever this was. Oh, the train's stopping. Sangha, are you okay? The art is so good. Oh my, I'm just so drawn in. What's happening? Yes, what do you think is happening? Don't worry, it's probably nothing. And then the time clicks over to 7 p.m. It was by sheer coincidence that I checked the time at that exact moment. It's 7 p.m., so the paid content... He's still thinking about that. Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please. Please, evacuate. Evacuate. Doctor, what's going on? And we have this flash of energy. The free service of the 8612th planetary system has come to an end. Oh! So the free service is the universe, the existence. So I guess there are just existences. Is the contest to see who will get to end this existence? But if so, that means that, like, how would the other, like, gods or whatever come into play? It's so odd. But if he's getting a gift, does he get to survive the end of this existence? But how's that possible? I don't get it. The main scenario will begin now. It was at that moment that the genre of my life changed. Oh my god, that was an incredible first chapter. That was so good. That was like one of the better first chapters of anything that I've read. Like, that was gorgeous visually, and I am drawn in more than any first chapter of anything that I've read since, gosh, maybe since Soloist in a Cage's first chapter. Wow, that was good. All right, let's move on a chapter. Let's go on to chapter 2. I'm probably good to read for like 20 to 40 more minutes, but it'll be just when I feel like stopping. Whenever I feel like, okay, this is a place where I can stop, I'll stop. But yeah, let's go. Episode 2. This episode contains depictions of violence that may be upsetting for some readers already. It's a dokabi. Okay, dokabi is a mythical creature in Korean culture that's similar to a goblin. I'm so stupid. I was about to be like, I've heard that word before. Where have I heard it before? It's freaking, Rainbow Six Siege? Someone exclaimed as the creature sprung into view. They're all looking up. I don't know why that sentence popped into my head at that moment. The subway came to a halt and the entire cabin grew dark. No way. Subway stop all the time. The opening lines of a very familiar story crept across my mind, but it doesn't make any sense. There's no way. A dokabi? Again, sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong. Again, correct me if I'm incorrect. Sorry? Realistically speaking, there was no way this could be true. It was completely impossible, but... Two small horns, a downy creature wearing a straw garment, was floating midair. It was too peculiar to be called a fairy, too malicious to be called an angel, and too innocent-looking to be called a devil. So it was. And okay, so again, what he has is he has the early access. He has the free subscription to what's going to happen here in this apocalypse. We see it forming. Look. What is that? No way. This is... So we called it a Dokkaebi. It's cute. It's adorable. It's adorable, actually. So we called it a Dokkaebi. Omniscient Reader, Episode 2, Chapter 1, The Beginning of the Paywall, Part 1. And he stares as the crowd murmurs. At that moment, fiction and reality overlapped. And it's speaking in a language they don't get, I guess? What's that thing saying? Is this augmented reality or something? Ew, it's so ugly. No one knew what was going on, except me. That thing is definitely a Dokkaebi. It was the Dokkaebi that appeared in the opening paragraph of TWSA. This creature heralded the tragedy that carried on for thousands of chapters throughout 3 Ways to Survive the Apocalypse. Impossible. How can this be? That very same Dokkaebi was right now in front of me. I think it's speaking Spanish. Should I try talking to it? You don't even know what that thing is. Are you going to ask it to lend you money? Puede or whatever it is? Won't help us right now. Well, no, but... Testing. Can everyone hear me? Gosh, the language patch was malfunctioning for a bit. Can everyone hear me now? So again, it's like the world works by like matrixy, like technological sort of lingo or understanding. Can everyone hear me now? Hey, what do you think you're doing? Pardon? Are you filming a movie? I have to go to my audition. Oh, an audition at this hour, huh? I guess I should have done more research. They told me I would have the most customers if we put up the paywall at around 7 p.m. What? What on earth are you talking about? Okay, everyone, please calm down. Why don't you take a seat and listen? I have something very important to tell you all. What is it? Just start the train already. Why are, like, all of this craziness is going on, and they're getting pissy at the little monster thing? They're more concerned about, like, the train stopping than this magical shit? You can't do this without our consent. How are you going to compensate for this? Mommy, what is that? Is that a cartoon? I am certain. I know exactly how this story goes. I have to stop them, but how? Sangha, don't move. Sorry? Haha, it sure is noisy in here, isn't it? I told you to be quiet. Alright. Then we see this glimpse of like a more demonic form. Huh? And the guy's head splits open. And he falls over. Everyone's looking. We're not filming a movie. And another guy's head does the same. This isn't a dream. And it happens to more and more of them. Or a novel. And it certainly isn't the reality that you're all familiar with. Do you understand? Interesting. Okay. I hated to admit it, but this was real. My doubt and disbelief slowly faded away. As I watched, the floor quickly became painted in blood. All of you have had quite a cushy life until now, haven't you? You were able to breathe, eat, excrete, and reproduce without paying the costs. Ha! You've all been enjoying privileged lives. But it's all over now. Nothing is free in life, isn't that right? And they all look terrified. Is it money you want? Someone speaks up. And it's a guy in a nice suit. I love this art. Sangha, isn't that Mr. Han from the finance team? He was employed because of his connections. Yes. If it's money you're after, I'll give you as much as you want. And just so you know, this is what I do. And he holds up his business card. How much do you need? 1 million or 2 million perhaps. So you're offering me your money. I'll give you as much as you want if you let me out of here. Money is good. It is an object that signifies an intersubjective agreement between humans. Yes, money solves everything. And he snaps and it burns. Huh? But it's only valid within the confines of your space-time. That paper has no value in the macroscopic dimension. This is a warning. If you ever pull a stunt like this again, I'll blow your head up. There's no time for chit-chat. Your debt's piling up as we speak. I won't bother explaining it to you. It will be faster for you to try to earn the money yourselves. He snaps again. And then bursts forward with longer horns. Channel BI7623 is opened. Okay. The constellations are now making an entrance. Huh? What is this? And then screens appear in front of everyone. Okay. The main scenario has arrived. Main scenario, prove your value. Kill one or more living organisms. Category, main. Difficulty, F. Time limit, 30 minutes. Reward, 300 coins. Penalty for failure, death. Well, good luck everyone. I expect to see an interesting story. And then he flashes away. Ah, that's so good. I don't know if I should end here because this is a good cliffhanger or if I should go another chapter. It's only been like 30 minutes. I'll go another chapter. I can't stop reading. Alright. We're moving on to chapter 3 then. Everyone is left murmuring after the disappearance of the Dokkaebi. Okay. The police, they're calling the police. The police aren't picking up. What do we do? Sangha, stay calm. Sangha, you've played the game the development team's currently working on, right? You know, the one where only a handful of people survive the apocalypse? What's that got to do with anything? Think of it this way. We're part of that game now. I love the art. Jeez. A game. It's simple. Every game has rules. We just need to follow them. Rules? What are you... We just have to figure out what those rules are. And then... God, it looks so good. A Dokkaebi with antennae. A litter of dead bodies in the subway cabin. Trembling office workers covered in blood. An old lady praying fervently in her seat. I still couldn't believe this was really happening, but I couldn't deny it any longer, no. I have no choice but to admit it now. Someone, please open the door. Try breaking it with a hammer. I don't know why, but it was clear that TWSA, which I've been reading for over 10 years, was coming to life right before my eyes. Think. What do I need to do now to survive? Well, you know the 3 ways, I would assume. Use one of them. Okay, the beginning of the paywall, part 2. Main scenario number 1, prove your value. Kill one or more living organisms. I mean, mosquitoes, it's on sight. Okay, everyone, calm down. We just need to find mosquitoes. Take a deep breath and stop what you're doing. Or actually, did it just say any living organism? Yeah, any living organism, like... I'm sure your body kills bacteria all the time. Easy claps, easy dubs. like get deleted, amoebas. But I mean, maybe like plants or living organisms go outside, this blade of grass is just catching the work, just ora-oraing like a plant into oblivion. Somebody in an office building sees a potted plant, just like yeets that bitch out a window. Like, I don't know. That's how I'm feeling. Okay, everyone, calm down. Take a deep breath. Like, you don't have to go all Hunger Games murdery, like, survival game shit or anything. You just need to, like, just kill a blade of grass or something. And stop what you're doing. Have you all calmed down? May I have your attention for a moment? Oh, this guy looks cool. As you all know, in a national emergency such as this one, even a small commotion can lead to heavy casualties. So from now on, I will take charge of this situation. What? Who the hell are you? A national emergency? What are you talking about? And we have public official Hyun Sung Lee, Ministry of Defense. An Army lieutenant currently serving in Unit 6502. I like his design. A lieutenant. He's from the military. I just received a message from my unit. A message? Oh my god. This is a level 1 national emergency. Please return to your unit ASAP. This is not a drill. National emergency? Hey, Army Man, what in the world's going on? I'm trying my best to contact the Army base, but... What about the Blue House? Contact the President right this minute. I'm sorry, but I'm just a soldier. I don't have clearance to contact the Blue House directly. Then how on earth are you going to control the situation? I already knew this would turn into a national emergency, so I wasn't surprised. It was something else that took me by surprise. For everyone's safety, Lieutenant Hyun-Sung Lee. I know him. I've never seen him in person, but I knew him by name. Steelblade Hyun-Sung Lee, Republic of Korea Army Lieutenant. He was one of the supporting characters in TWSA. It's hard to believe a character from TWSA has actually appeared. He talks and acts just like he does in TWSA. But was this how Hyun-Sung Lee was introduced in the original story? No, I was absolutely certain that this was not how Hyun-Sung Lee first appeared in the story. He originally appeared after the first scenario. Then, what's going on? If I could just read it again, I would know exactly what's happening. The Prime Minister's making a speech. It really is a level 1 national emergency. So maybe he's meeting him before the main character of the story meets him in a later scenario. Dr. Look, dear citizens of Korea, there have been reports of unidentified terrorist attacks in Seoul as well as many other areas of the country. The government will combat these attacks using all means necessary. This was also in the story. Yes, it would be easier to believe that we're under a terrorist attack, but now that I'm actually hearing it, it sounds ridiculous. Honestly, while everybody else is doing that, I'm going along with the game. Again, everybody else is out here freaking out, staring at their phones, watching this presidential announcement. I'm looking at the screen in front of me. Everyone else is standing around in shock. I'm outside amidst them, just like punching grass. like that is where I am right now. But now that I'm actually hearing it, it sounds ridiculous. But why is the Prime Minister sorry, I'm still laughing at that. But why is the Prime Minister making the speech? What happened to the President? Apparently the terrorists already got him. What? Really? I don't know. I saw it in the comment section of the video. Then it's just a groundless rumor. It's not a groundless rumor. And soon. And we have more bangs going off. The Prime Minister. And he just got clapped. Alright? I already told you. This is not just some joke. Like terrorism. I guess you still don't get it, do you? No, this won't do. Do you think we're playing a game right now? Fine. According to my research, people from this country are good at games. Then let's raise the difficulty, shall we? And they have 24 minutes, 22 seconds, I'm assuming? That's... Oh, maybe 24 seconds, jeez. That was going down really quickly. You now have 10 minutes left. What? What? Sorry. You now have 10 minutes left. Oh, okay, it was just the time ticking down. Prove your value, kill 1 or more living organisms, and they're just going from 30 to 10. Okay. As an added penalty, if the first death doesn't occur within the next 5 minutes, every living organism in this cabin will be terminated. What kind of sick joke is this? Did you hear what that thing just said? Did you? Army Man, what do we do now? Where are the police? Everyone, please calm down and listen to me. And then she grabs onto him. Yes. Sorry, hiccup. Everything's going exactly as I remember it. The events are unfolding exactly the same as the beginning of TWSA, but I can't help feel that something isn't right. Hyun-Sung Lee, one of the major supporting characters, has already appeared. But why hasn't he appeared yet? Oh, is it the main character? If I remember correctly, he should be making an appearance any minute now. Eek, someone's been murdered in the cabin behind us, and in the prologue, I guess he was fighting the main character. Don't let them come in. Don't let anyone through. We have to block the... And we have this spark of energy. So there is like some fantasy element to it as well. What's wrong with this? There's some kind of invisible wall in front of the door. No one may enter or leave the cabin until the scenario is completed. Okay, so these people do have to kill each other, or something. It's getting interesting for some cabins, while others haven't even started yet. Fine, I'll give you a little jolt to get the ball rolling. How about showing you what'll happen if you don't do anything in the next 5 minutes? And then there's this classroom. Is he gonna wipe him out? That's Taepung Girls High School. Sorry if I'm pronouncing it incorrectly. And we have this crashing. You have exceeded the time limit. Proceeding with checkout. And then we have the splatting sound effects. Help me. Let me out. Let me. And everyone's dying. No. Oh my gosh. How could they? Huh? And then someone is choking someone. Oh, they said, I'm not getting clapped by the survival game. Alright. Survivor of channel BAY 23515 is G.A. Lee. Again, tell me if I'm pronouncing it incorrectly. G.A. Lee, I'm assuming. A second-year student from Class B at Taepung Girls High School. Channel BAY 23515. Taepung Girls High School, second year, Class B, survivor, Ji-Hei Lee. What do you think? Fun, right? And then the guy starts staggering forward. Fuck. What is this? What the hell is going on? And that's where we end. These chapters are a little long. I'm gonna try to do one more. Because I don't know if that was a good place to end yet or not. This episode contains depictions of violence that may be upsetting for some readers. He staggers forward. Fuck, what the hell's going on? I would say I'll go till we get to the end of the first game or scenario or whatever, but the issue with that is, like, I don't know if it's like 10 plus chapters. Omniscient Reader. Alright, Beginning of the Paywall, Part 3. If I knew how long Beginning of the Paywall went ahead of time. I guess that's one thing. If any of you want to comment, obviously I don't want to be spoiled. Don't hint at things. Like I said with Kubera, don't try to over-explain things as to spoil me. But if you want to say, hey, this is a good place to end the next video. Hey, this is a good place to end the next video. To help me pace it out where you think is good places to end. That would actually be helpful. That would actually help. Again, I'm looking to read for like up to an hour, so just let me know. Let me know where you think I should end the next one each week, I guess. Alright. And she's still trembling. Sorry, I forgot her name already. It's kind of like bits and pieces of it are in my head, but I don't want to say what I'm thinking out loud and sound stupid, so I don't fully remember her name. That's strange. Why hasn't he appeared yet? The events I'm familiar with, and those I didn't know were even part of the story, were all happening at once. If I could just read TWSA again, I could know what to do, but damn it, I guess it was removed, but why? The series isn't even popular, so I doubt someone would have tried to illegally share it. Wait a minute. And he picks up the attached file. No, it can't be. 3 ways to survive the apocalypse. And he rubs his eyes. What is with the comedy panels? Wow, the shift in tone. All right, and he saves all. Did he send me his novel as a present? Isn't this illegal sharing? Or does it not matter since he's the author? All right. You have received an exclusive attribute. A skill has been unlocked. Each of the TWSA survivors receive a special attribute and a skill that's linked to the attribute. Just like a game. Attributes window. Then I'll need to figure out my attribute. Alright. Cannot be opened. What? Attributes window. Attributes window. What the hell's going on? If I can't access my attribute window, I won't be able to find out what my attribute and skill are. Is he the main character but he doesn't know it? Or is he just some random background character that he didn't even know about as reader? And like some things in the story, it's like, why did that go that way? Oh, it's because I was here. Maybe it'll be like that. Oh well, I'll just read the attached file first. Your attribute has been activated. You're now able to read at a faster speed. Oh, and he's brain blasting. What? That was my attribute? It just took me less than a minute to read the opening chapter of TWSA, but thanks to that, bingo. Oh, 3707. He's 3807. It was cabin number 3707. With that, I realized why I'd felt so uneasy. So the main character's somewhere else, and that's why he's meeting this guy beforehand, because he was in another cabin, right? The reason the events unfolding around me were different from what I remembered was that the protagonist of TWSA's prologue was actually in the subway cabin behind this one. And we see the blood splatters. Wait, then, what happened to the people in 3807 in the story? Dokja, shouldn't we try to stop them? He took a peek at the chaos and confusion that was unfolding in subway cabin 3807. It's probably too late for them, after all. Only 2 people will survive in that cabin. Oh man. But we know the other guy was in the story. So is it the other guy and the girl? Does Dokja just slide into the plot? Or does he count as one of the 2? Or does he not count as one of the 2 and he gets clapped early game? Fuck. What the hell do you think you're doing? Shut your mouth. Please let me go. In the sky. Smack someone. I knew who those 2 people were. We get this guy. Didn't I tell you to shut up? He's smacking someone. Sangha will probably die. I love this panel. Jeez. Except for those 2. Everyone in this cabin will die. Including me. What do you think you're doing? Or I guess does he have the power to change the story then? I mean, I guess maybe he has to in order for this to the story to work. You little brat, didn't they teach you to respect your elders? Mr. Han? Huh? What the hell, old man? You want to die too? What? Can't you see what's going on here? What the hell are you talking about, you brat? Over there. Don't you see that? Help me, please. Don't you get it? The army isn't going to save us. And someone has to die. Please spare me. I've been good all my life. Shut up and die. What are you? We have to pick the ones who will die. I know exactly what you're thinking. You think we're above all that. How can we just kill others just to survive like we're some kind of animals? Normally I'd agree with you, but what about the situation we're in now? We have no choice. It's kill or be killed. Who can blame us when our own lives are on the line? Think wisely. The world you knew just ended. And in this new world, we have new rules to follow. Again, like all the art, the paneling, I love even the way the text, this has happened multiple times, has different gradients going through it. It's gorgeous, man. Namun Kim, he was one of the earliest adopters to accept the world of TWSA. It was Namun Kim who drove a wedge into the crack. Are you just going to sit and watch? Do you all want to die? And destroy the sense of morality that had been binding society together? Fuck this, to hell with it. And they all start fighting. If no one dies within the next 5 minutes, everyone here will die. And we hear this stomping. I suddenly recalled a line I had read a long time ago. Executioners pull the lever of the electric chair at the same time. They do so in order to conceal who really killed the prisoner. It was as if I was reading that part of the novel. They were in a different world and I was just a spectator. All I could do was stand by and watch. That nameless elderly woman became the first victim. If I carelessly meddle with the course of the story, there may be less of the original plot left for me to work with. But is it fair to stand by and watch her die? Just so that I can live. They're going to kill her. And then, don't be so reckless. It's dangerous. I know, but if you go, they'll kill you too. Sangha, I guess some people were just destined to shine, regardless of the genre they're in. But Sangha cannot change the course of the story, because she isn't the heroine in this world. Sangha, stay here. What? But please, just do as I tell you for now. If you listen to me this once, I promise I won't ever bother you again. And then he exhales. It's too early for me to interfere. This wasn't part of my plan. Dokja, the reason I didn't interfere sooner wasn't because I was afraid of Namun or the others, or because I condoned their savage ways. I was just waiting for the right moment, and that moment is... There's a huge explosion. Now. And he dashes off. Through the train car. The art is so good! Prove your value. Kill one or more living organisms. Alright. Time remaining 7 minutes and 32 seconds. And we get cliffhung. Alright. Well, I have been recording for like 2 hours between this and Kubera and everything else. So I want to go ahead and end it after this one. I'm going to go ahead and do an outro or whatever. I loved this. This was so good. This was incredible. I loved it. I loved it so much. I'm blown away. I hope my reading wasn't terrible in some parts because I was just absorbed. I was enthralled. That was so good. That was so good. I love the world. I love the art. The characters we don't really know yet, so I'm excited to get to know them. But again, I mentioned it 1,000 times, the art is incredible. But the world, I love the world of it. The way that they're each going to have powers and everything, the survival game aspect, the potential, like, Dokkaebi, like, fantasy sort of aspect to it, I think is incredibly cool. Like, I like that it's set in this really just packed city. And I also love that it's kind of like an apocalyptic, post-apocalyptic sort of thing that I wasn't expecting from it, because I love that sort of genre where it's either like, where it's the apocalypse is going on or like post-apocalypse. I've always loved those types of settings. Yeah, this is incredible. It's incredible, and it's like sort of the type of thing that when it's good, I usually love. Because again, I love fantasy, mythology related stuff. I love apocalyptic or post-apocalyptic stuff. And I can't say that I love survival games. I have loved some survival games, but I've just read and or watched so many bad survival games at this point that it's like difficult to say, oh, I just love them in a general sense. It was incredible though. I loved it. I loved getting to read this with all of you. I am excited for Omniscient Reader Mondays so much, and Kubera Sundays. But I want to say thank you for watching. Like if you did like the video, and comment down there too. Tell me what you thought of these first chapters, what my thoughts and first reactions were. Again, I guess, like I said before, don't spoil me on anything, please. But if you want to know, hey, this chapter would be, or if you want to let me know, like, this would be a good place to stop, this would be a good place to stop, that would help. Subscribe for more of Omniscient Reader. So much more on the channel other than this. Like I said, Kubera, Tower of God, so much more. I'm still going to be doing Tower of God weekly, even though we're on hiatus. Follow on Twitter if you want. If you want a link to the Discord server to talk about anything there, it is free and open for anyone. If you would like to help support the channel on Patreon, it is patreon.com/Haku of the Tubes, or a link will be in the description to that. I mentioned it before, but I'm hoping to get channel memberships up really soon if you want to support that way, or super thanks are always an option. I want to give a huge thank you to people who are already patrons. Those patrons being Etchy0, David Langstaff, SG, and Evan Hawley. Massive, massive thank you to them. Again, couldn't keep making videos without all of your support, even though I would absolutely continue to try no matter what. But yeah, thank you to everyone who already supports. Yeah, if you want to help support that way, it would help. But if not, just watching is more than enough. Thank you for being a part of the read through. Yeah, I guess I will see you all next time.